Hello and welcome to the daily message. This is going to be your daily inspiration, motivation, and lesson for the next 24 hours, okay? Now, this is a timeless, so it's meant for whenever you find this, and it's for your next 24 hours. What are you to learn? What can you gain? And everything, okay? I am clairaudient. I do channel messages. Good morning, AJ. It is evening here. Now, I do channel messages, so sometimes I will just speak on those as they come when I am shuffling or just as I'm going about, okay? Now, let's get started. So, this is a collective, so this means that I'm picking up on the energy of everyone who will watch this, ever. So this collective energy, I will be able to tap into. And so whenever I see visions, sometimes they are symbolic. A lot of times they are symbolic, and sometimes they are literal. So take them as they resonate for you, okay? For the next 24 hours. Okay. I'm seeing a little kid, like a little boy, who's painting. You know those like those easels for, like, they have them like little tykes or something. It's the little easels that the kids paint on. I'm seeing the little boy painting. And then now I'm seeing the boy's father, and he's in his room, in the little boy's room, and he's making a shelf for him. The shelving part, like, you know, I put shelves together. You know how, like, they got that like, it's like a L thing that you kind of put for the shelf to be held. I'm seeing that bracket. It's a bracket. I'm seeing the bracket. Sturdy, very sturdy, strong. It's not fancy either, you know, like sometimes they have different fancy ones. I'm only saying this because, like, I've put up shelves before, and I know that this is not a very fancy one, and that's sticking out to me. It's like the foundations or the fundamentals of something. It's like that. So right here we have, freedom is my divine right. I am free to think wonderful thoughts. I move beyond past limitations into freedom. I am now becoming all that I am created to be. The little boy painting is symbolic of the design that you're making for yourself. It's gathering all of the resources, lessons, physical resources, maybe stuff that you've learned. Contacting people you need to be in contact with. So you guys could shed light on a situation. So you could shed light on a project. And master it. I feel mastery. This is a project of the heart that's taking significant willpower and intuition. Like following your gut. Following your gut. The project may not be, because for some of you guys, I feel like the project is with other people, okay? Now, this project is not something that is yours. It's part of your design. like yourself, like what you see, you envision yourself doing, but this is not your project. Some of you guys, it's not your project. It's a bigger project. It's like our project. Our project. So some of you guys may be working in a team, or if you're working on something that's for yourself, you have to do it in a means of a group setting in order for it to be successful. If you're working on mastery of yourself, I would, because some of you guys viewing this may be working on a self-development. When you're working on a self-development thing, I would say that it's like getting involved with the circle of people, or having other people that are going to be helping you. Because I feel like a need for all the resources in here, like there's like a need for it. Even if it's for yourself, you know, but I feel like this project, whether you're working on it on yourself, like if it's personal development, it's a personal development, so that way you're better for someone else. It's something like that. It's like kind of like you're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for the people around you, or you're doing it for someone, like for someone else's gain too. Whether they're in the project or they're around you. Kind of like, have you ever heard of that saying, guilty by association, right? It's like success by association. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. It's like success by association. People building on people to make something a masterpiece. People building on people to make something I want to say like sophisticated, or because I'm also seeing this as an ideology, like it's weird. Yeah, I'm getting like a maybe some people may be working on a project that has to do with ideals, and some people have to have a project that they're working on. It could be a work project, but it requires a team. I'm seeing a man, and he's sitting at a table. I've been seeing the tables. I see a man sitting at a table, and he's with his, I want to say son and daughter. I can only see the back of one of their heads. And I'm actually looking like right here on their head. So it's talking to me about putting your heads together. Putting your heads together for a project. Because the dad is he's putting like a gingerbread house together with his son. This can talk about a generational project. Maybe even a project within, like, it could be a family business. It could be some kind of something to help for generations. Something with longevity. Something. It's like a major change. It's a major change. It's going to require a lot of hands. Not too many. Not too many hands. I feel like everybody's doing a part. Like, it's not too many hands. Like, we don't have to put everybody's hand. Like, everybody's going to do their part. It's like that. We're going to go into the Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard now. I see a man and his son, and they're out near a lake, and they got their rifles up like they're gonna shoot a bird, and it feels like hunting season. That's what it feels like. But when I see this, I'm not afraid. I feel the ambience of it is speaking of achievement. It's speaking of achievement. Achievement. So, the gingerbread house that I was seeing the father with his kids is speaking of some fresh baked ideas. Hi! Fresh baked ideas like that. Love was never absent from our lives. It is not bound in our hearts or in our relationships, and thus it is not capable of being owned or lost. We have allowed our awareness of love to diminish. That is all. So, as we feed into the things we want to accomplish, and we do it in such a way that we are collaborating, we can see that other people can keep, it's like everybody keeping a vision on something, okay? If this is a work project, this is everybody keeping the goal in mind. If this is a project that has to do with anything else, it could be an art project. This is everybody keeping the goal in mind, having the same vision, So everybody stays on the same page to do their part. And this love, I feel here, the reason why they have the same vision is because there is a passion. It's a passion. I'm seeing a sculpture, and the sculpture, I see the nose. The nose is symbolic. It's like a pillar. Like a pillar. I've never felt that with a nose, but I think the nose is making me think nose, like nose, but nose. They know, knowing where you're going, knowing where this is heading, and there's some sort of longevity in that, because there's an overall sense of greater achievement for it. Okay, you guys. I see a stream, and it's like if I'm in the mountains, and I could see the stream like going across, and it's quiet, and I could hear the birds, and I could hear the stream. Maybe you're streaming something, like streaming songs or streaming videos. Streaming. They're streaming some sort of stream, a live stream, because I hear everything alive. And there's a peace. I'm just gonna call it out, and I know it's not for everyone, but this is a global project someone is working on, and everyone's gonna see it over the stream. Now, staying in the present. You stay in the present. I love that about nature. that we could look outside and we see the trees and we see the plants, and sometimes it looks like nothing is happening, but they're growing. And in a few days, you can see something. You can see a big difference. I think that's something very special. I think it's something special that nature does and unique. Okay? This is talking about growth, enlightenment, and longevity. Some of you guys are doing a full transformation on yourself, because I see so many elements here. I don't even think any of the elements are missing. Yeah. This is a full transformation for some of you guys. The lesson today is to remain in the now, to stay focused on the immediate goal, as opposed to be dreaming of what the future is going to be, because you can get lost in your dreams. Because I'm getting lost in this reading. I can feel it. Like I'm getting lost in, like, whoa, this could be this could be that. And I know that feeling because I'm a dreamer too. I'm a visionary. I do that all the time. But sometimes I have to refocus and go, let's stay focused. And so that lesson for today is to remain in the now, to accomplish a wider goal, okay? So if you're working on yourself, okay, if this whole project is yourself and you're like getting a bunch of coaches, mentors, and all this stuff, this could be somebody who's like going all out. I'm changing my life. And like, I say coaches and mentors because I'm seeing that it's just going to take like a team. There's just a team behind you. Now, with that, I'm telling you, I know you're very passionate, but things take time to grow. Things take time to grow. So have patience with yourself. Have patience with your projects. Have patience with each step as it's achieved. Don't be so... Because we can be focused on the goal, right? And then we're like, okay, you know, when obstacles... what's good about staying focused on a goal, okay, there's like good and bad, right? The good thing about staying focused on a goal is that no matter what gets in front of you, you could just go through it, and because you're set on that goal. The bad thing that can kind of, you know, backfire is that at times you can forget to appreciate the little things, the little successes, the little enjoyments of life, like real life, like outside in nature life, your children growing up life, stuff like that. Relationships, or even the success. I'm hearing that also, like the success in learning. Because you know how, like, if you learn something and you go, man, I learned so much stuff, and then you kind of get on overload. Like, I'm feeling today you should also be grateful for the things that you've learned. And be compassionate when you apply them. Instead of going, look at so-and-so's, look at how much better they're doing at it than me. Instead, just stay in the present and enjoy the curves. You see, like how, like, this plant has different curves, it goes different ways, right? Even the light on it, the light goes in different, you know. You look at all the growth. When you have too much of a rigid plan, like, I'm not gonna do C, D, E, F, G until A, B are done. When you have a rigid plan like that, that allows no room for flexibility, this is the way it's supposed to be, there is potential to overlook gratitude. Okay? So for the next 24 hours, I would suggest you remain focused, passionate on your projects, and be grateful. I want to say be grateful for the obstacles you have. You know, there's many obstacles we could look back on and go, wow, that wasn't so bad. Today I got this or that going on. But at that time, when you had that obstacle, it was the world to you. It was the biggest obstacle ever, and you couldn't get over it or whatever, right? Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be lived. It's supposed to be one where you have challenges. And when you have challenges, it's not just, I learned something, move on. You grow in it. Experience the wrong. Experience it. Because if you only choose to experience certain things in your life, you're limiting your potential. Everything in our lives, we should always be grateful for, even our obstacles. I always say this, and I'm going to say it again, but how many planets are like us? How many planets are like us? How many? How many have trees on them? Have an atmosphere? How many have animals? Or even mountains and streams and the ocean and the intelligence of nature? That it all works. How many planets? Gratitude today. Gratitude. Thank you guys for joining me. I really, really enjoyed this. I've been having technical difficulties. So thank you for bearing with me. And I made this extremely long. So hi. Thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I really hope. I hope I can make it on time this time, okay? But thank you for your guys' patience. And thank you for watching. Have a fantastic 24, okay? Gratitude. Gratitude. Bye.